Good evening, all. On behalf of HS and the School Times, this wonderful forum of School Times, I extend my heartiest welcome and good evening, first of all, to our psychologist and counselor, Mr. Mohan, who will be conducting this session, very pertinent, very significant session in one of the most critical times of human history. I also welcome my principal, Mrs. Indrani Sanyal, my headmistress, Mrs. Sharmila Mitra, all the faculty, the students, teachers, parents of DPS Megacity, whose students will be participating today in this forum. And obviously, they will be coming up with some very, very relevant questions, that would define their future and our future, the entire mankind's future in the next 15, 20 days. We are in the grip of a rampaging pandemic. It is beyond our control now, and education has been a victim of it. Especially the students of ISC, Standard 12, CBSE, ISC, the state boards, they are in a loop of uncertainty. They do not really know when are the ISC exams, the HS higher secondary exams going to take place, whether they're going to take place, when are they going to take place, when will the results, what about the ambitions for higher studies, the degree courses, the postgraduate courses, what kind of marks will they expect to receive, what will be the form of the exam, what will be the evaluation criteria. All these questions must be looming large in their mind. And as each day passes on and the number of infections rise, the number of deaths rise, the uncertainty is expanded to almost to an unbearable sense. So in this prevailing pandemic atmosphere, sessions like this are of utmost importance. Not only we confide in each other, we associate with each other, we attach with each other, we find each other's situation compatible, but we have someone who can counsel us, guide us, advise us, hold our hands psychologically, emotionally, even intellectually, and take us through this dark phase, one of the darkest phases of human history, the advanced human history we're talking about, going through one of the darkest phases. And we all know that our students, particularly these batch of ISC 2021, ISC, CBSE, any state board batch of 2021, they are on the threshold of a new future. If we survive this and go on another transitional state, we will emerge as stronger survivors, stronger, victors who have overcome a tremendous pandemic and marched ahead in life. So this generation of students, for them, this program, this critical time is of utmost importance. And of course, we did not introduce Mr. Mohan anymore. We have known over the years, for more than a decade, he has been an indispensable and integral anchor for DPS Megacity. He has held the psychological health of students, teachers, parents, with such expertise, with such affection, such dedication, and such commitment. And he is a man, of course, internationally educated, nationally recognized, internationally renowned. His workshops have been absolutely of paramount importance. His knowledge, his punditry, his expertise, his commitment, his devotion, and obviously his unparalleled skill in dealing with the human mind, human psyche, have all been absolutely essential and integral to the progress of many schools, including DPS Megacity. Been very fortunate to have him, and on this forum, in association with HLS and the School Times, whose private forum we're using to broadcast this wonderful initiative. I'm sure he will be answering questions. You'll be delving deep into the psychological implication of each of the questions. He will be reading into the minds of our brilliant students and their overwhelming concerns. He will guide us to the dark tunnel till the glimpses of light are visible to us. And we all know it only takes one speck of light, for us to abandon all gloom, all despair, and rush intrepidly towards that light, so that speck of light leads to greater illumination, hope, aspirations, and the very opportunity to do something better. So today's episode, in the presence of Principal Ma'am Mrs. Indrani Sanyal, Headmistress Ma'am Mrs. Sharmila Mitra, and various other mentors and teachers and students, is going to be so important for us. It's not only a chat show, it's not only an interactive show, it's not only a mere program, but it's an empowerment. It's empowerment to lead us out of this gloom, this despair, this despondency, this helplessness, this feeling of an empowering, feeling of an overwhelming apocalypse embracing us. We need to squeeze ourselves out of this. And I thank Mr. Mohan, a personality like Mr. Mohan, to be with us, and also Ms. Neha assisted him so skillfully to go on ahead with this program and help our students, deal and come to terms with the circumstances, even beat the circumstances and emerge triumphant. So, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, just keep your hands together for our psychologist and counselor, one of the greatest names in this country, Mr. Amitabh Mohan. So,
Uh, Very good evening to everyone, and thank you so much, Anirban sir, for such a wonderful opening address and introducing me. I think I really appreciate the good words and the kind words that you have just now mentioned. I would like to acknowledge, the kind of vision that Delhi Public School Megacity has been having for its students, even in these difficult times, taking initiatives which are out of the box to provide the exposure, the awareness, looking into the present as well as the future of the young minds, and which is resulting into this interaction also. HLS, DPS Megacity coming together to answer certain questions, to answer the intrigue that the young mind has, and I think I hope that we'll be able to answer few questions, and that is why we have the young minds there with us, already uh, with us to help us in this journey. But before I invite the young leaders from Delhi Public School Megacity, young minds with their anxieties, with their inquisitiveness, to have this discussion taken forward. I would like to put a few, I'll take 2, 3 minutes to put few perspectives to trigger our discussion forward. And then, we are going to invite our young minds to throw the questions and their inquiries, and we will build the discussion. Friends, in this series of Education Interrupted, uh, everything was going in its own rhythm. And suddenly, the COVID has struck all of us. Corona has struck all of us. Uh, Either it has affected the health, or it has affected economy, and it has very, very seriously affected education. We've been talking about the health, we've been talking about the economy. I think it's high time that we talk about the way forward in education as well. The School Times has been taking out various programs, trying to explore the possibilities to deal with the pandemic and education. And now that we have come to a stage with the second wave, the way it is affecting, and the second time the board exams, higher secondary exams, class 10, 12 exams being affected, education at large being affected, I think it's time to deliberate on the way forward, the path ahead. And that is where today the young minds from Delhi Public School Megacity who have joined us, we would like them to throw their own anxieties and inquiries, and we are going to debate and discuss in whatever is possible in our understanding and mind to look forward and take some ideas from this discussion forward and way ahead. A few perspectives. Number one, 2020 and 2021. These are the two important years which are affected so far. 2020 has gone in lockdown, gone in trying to come to terms with things. And while we were all hopeful and optimistic that things might get back to normalcy, the second wave has affected us, and which has led to the announcement earlier. CBSE, ISC, they have had a first stage of postponement of the exams, and May June was when the exams were supposed to take place. But then another announcement has come about cancellation and postponement in the context of class 10th and class 12th, and the latest is the review around June again. When to conduct the exam and whether to conduct the exams, and so that is leading to an element of uncertainty. But friends, that in uncertain times, we have to find and create certainties for ourselves, because uncertainty and the tentativeness breaks the rhythm. It puts us into a undesired lethargy. It puts us into a kind of a tentativeness about everything that we do, and that is going to be very, very harmful. But then, what I want everyone to understand, that when it comes to education, we are in the online context. In 2020, we were taken by surprise, but in 2021, we are rich in experience by a year. हमारे पास एक साल का अनुभव है, जो whether it is boards and governing bodies like CBSE or ICSE, or it is schools, the faculty and the teachers, or the students. We all have gone through the grind of this 1 year. So things in the coming year are, even if they remain in online for some more time, are going to different and more mature than before. And that is why we should have more hope and optimism. But yes, the delay because of the board exams postponement and the current situation and the scenario, uh, one of the things that it affects, everything gets delayed. And that now there's an old saying, it is delayed, but it is not denied. And that's something that we should keep in mind. And friends, this is going to be one line probably I'm going to repeat multiple times while responding to my young friends' queries, that yes, there is a delay, but none of the opportunities which are there ahead of you will be denied to you. Maybe methods and the means may change. Maybe, if we look into higher education, engineering colleges, management institutions, law colleges, almost everyone for last 1 year has been in an online mode. And even this year, if things go on, they will go in for a little longer in the online mode, but it will go on. So you may get a delay in your context, but you will not be denied of the opportunity. And that is a statement I would like to make. And everything we need to discuss in that light, in that context. Because if it is not denied, the opportunities are going to be seen. It's just few months in our life, maybe a little lost, but then we are going to have a way forward and a good future. Having said that, uh, let us have a quick few seconds break and get our young friends with us on the screen, because they are the purpose of us being here. हम बड़ी बड़ी बातें करें, उससे बेटर है कि उनके सवालों के तो हम लोग लें और उसी के जवाबों की तरफ हम लोग आगे बढ़ें. We are going to have their questions and we are going to discuss response to the same. All right, so we have a young friends having joined us. We have Unnavo, Vidyut, Soham Ganguly, uh, Anvesh, Disha. We have Varshni. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. We have Abir. So we have, I would quickly like each one of you to just in, give your names and your current class context, and then I would request you to start throwing and shooting your questions so that we can start deliberating on them. So shall we start with any one of you? Unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Maybe we can start with Abhi.
Very good evening, everyone. My name is Abid Ghosh, and I am in class 12. Uh, and so, do I need to tell anything and else?
Let us
Ask
have
anything?
quickly. Let first you introduce yourself and then take your initiative to ask your questions. Unnav, can we
Okay.
quickly have your
Can I
introduction?
be heard?
Right.
Am I audible?
So I am Ornava Goswami. I'm from class 12, DPS MEGACITY, and I'm currently studying science.
All right. Soham, can we have?
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Hom Ganguly, and I'm a class 2 student in DPS Megacity, and I'm also studying science.
All right. Can we have Varshai?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Varshni Dutt. I'm a 12th grader at DPS Megacity and I'm currently pursuing the humanities stream.
All right. So we have a representation from science, humanities, commerce, all sitting here. That's fantastic. We have Pranta. Pranta, can you switch on your camera as well, Pranta? All right. Maybe there is some signal issue with Pranta. We'll come back to Pranta in a while. We have with Disha. Can we have your introduction?
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Disha Khandilwal. I'm also in class 12 and pursuing commerce currently.
All right. Anvesh.
Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, everyone. I am in class 12 and I am a proud student of humanities.
All right. So welcome to all of you, and I hope all of you are comfortable. I wanted your introduction so that all our viewers who are watching us can know you all better, and also I now know that your audio and video are working fine, so we are comfortable in that zone. So going further from here, I would leave it to you. You all are mature young adults, so take up your questions one by one, whosoever wishes to take the lead and initiative, and we will build our discussion. And audience and viewers, uh, you are watching us live. This is an initiative in collaboration with Delhi Public School and Human Learning Systems India, HLS India, an institution working in the field of mental health and educational guidance for last 30 years. And it is brought to you on the web channel of the School Times. All right, so who's going to be the first one to lead our interaction?
Hi, sir. Can I go ahead with my question?
Yes, go ahead, Vidit.
It's a pleasure to be here again, sir. So I'm just going to start off by just asking a very simple question. So the boards have been postponed again. And I think what the students are really struggling with at this moment is finding the motivation in themselves to, keep going at their studies. Because, as you have said before, there's a sort of lethargy which has gripped all of the students. I don't know for all, but I can say for myself, I just have this laziness that has overcome me. Like, I just can't seem to sit down with a book and go over the same material because everything has become so monotonous because it's the same material and I'm going over it again and again. There's nothing new. So how would you advise the students to go about continuing their studies in these months?
All right. Vidyut, thank you for asking that question. And motivation is, as you quite rightly pointed out, is one of the biggest challenge which we have right now. And I would like to play with this word motivation. Motivation comes from the word motive, right? And right now, what is confused is our motive. Because this tentativeness and uncertainty is affecting our sense of purpose. कि पता नहीं एग्जाम होगा कि नहीं होगा, कितने दिन और लगेंगे, how many more days, whether it's going to happen in June, whether it's going to happen in July, whether it is going to happen at all or not, right? That is affecting our sense of purpose, and that is where that is where this lack of motivation is creeping in us, resulting in lethargy. You know, lethargy is a outcome of us getting confused with our sense of purpose, right? And that is where there are a few things that I would like you all to know, and I said earlier also. Things for you all are delayed but not denied, right? Now let us analyze two situations. One, that exams happen maybe in July or August, right? Or maybe exams do not happen. These are the two possibilities, right? And when these examinations, whether if these examinations happen, you need to be prepared, right? If these examinations do not happen, you still need to be prepared. Now, what is it that you need to be prepared for? That your boards may not happen, but you say if the boards do not happen, if there's a big if, right? And if boards do not happen, still you are going to apply for your admission to professional courses, to whatever you are planning to do in as your undergrad studies, whether it is engineering, whether it is BSc, whether it is chartered accountancy, or whether it is commerce, whether it is law or management or psychology, or it is BA or whatever you are planning to do. It will require an adequate base for yourself, right? And already the 1 year or the previous 1 year, that the uncertainties that we have gone through may have affected us a bit. And you all must have been using this class 12, getting ready and gearing up for class 12 to perform. So and deliver at a level. Friends, you are already there to appear for the competitive exams. You are already there to get admission into various future prospects. Now, understand, आपके जो higher education courses होंगे, उनमें भी वही tentativeness है, right? Whether they will be able to conduct exams in a offline mode or not, whether they will be able to have the what you call as your classes, when will they start the classes, they have the same tentativeness. लेकिन अगर पिछले साल का एक्सपीरियंस देखें तो एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स सारे हुए थे, right? Dates may have got altered. So if we go by the last year's situation, we should expect entrance exam to take place this year again, right? तो वहां पे कोई confusion नहीं है. Only confusion is whether it will happen on X date or whether it will happen on Y date. But then there is a greater chances of that to happen. There may be another, अगर आप लोगों को किसी को ये dilemma अगर आपके दिमाग में है, हो सकता है एग्जामिनेशन अगर ऑलरेडी दे आर आल्सो प्रिपेयरिंग कि अगर वो ऑफलाइन में आपके एंट्रेंस एग्जाम नहीं कर पाए तो दे विल कंडक्ट ऑनलाइन एग्जाम, बट देयर विल बी एन एंट्रेंस प्रोसेस दैट यू विल हैव टू गो थ्रू, राइट? सो यू नीड टू बी प्रिपेयर्ड. तो अपने दिमाग से इसको निकाल दीजिए कि अगर एग्जाम नहीं होगा तो हम क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं. एंड यस, आई नो वन थिंग व्हिच आई वुड लाइक टू ऐड हियर, विद्युत, आप लोगों का जो, क्योंकि आपने तो मार्च के हिसाब से पढ़ाई करी, सिलेबस तो पूरा कर चुके थे, फिर हुआ कि भाई मई में होगा तो थोड़ा सा 1 आध महीने 15 दिन थोड़ा सा इजी हो गए, एंड देन उसके बाद वापस तैयारी शुरू करी. जब वापस तैयारी शुरू करी तो थोड़ा सा फिर से पढ़ लिया, सिलेबस भी रिवाइज करना शुरू हो गया. देन अगेन द पोस्टपोनमेंट हैपेंड. तो काफी हमने एक बार पढ़ लिया है, कई लोगों ने शायद 2 बार भी पढ़ लिया हो. तो अब जब किताब वापस खोलते हैं लगता है यार ये तो सब पढ़ा हुआ है, इट्स ऑल स्टडीड, तो अब क्या पढ़े इसको बार बार? फ्रेंड्स, if you were the one जो कैजुअल था, पढ़ाई नहीं करी है और एक भी बार आपने सिलेबस नहीं पूरा किया, अब से कर लो, काम आएगा. और अगर आप you were the sincere types and you've already studied it once and you've done a revision once as well, so now is the time to take out the unsolved papers and keep solving them. You don't have to go at a basic level to study your syllabus, right? Start solving papers so that you maintain your rhythm, right? And उसमें जहां पे आपकी errors हो रही हैं जिन topics में, go back to those topics and try and see that where you are going wrong so that you refine your skills and academic base there. So develop and create a sense of purpose. In that light, you will feel better motivated. I don't know whether it is fair or not, but then this has come to my notice. We are all going through difficult times, but life has to go on. Anirban sir has been very kind here, and I've just come to know that just about a week or 10 days back, he's gone through a personal tragedy, but then still he's here. He's here in our interest. The call of duty is taking him here. Everyone at the moment can choose. Okay, I have a situation, so I may not be in a frame of mind. But then we have to get ourselves in the frame of mind. The life has to go on. The show has to go on, and we all have to develop that sense of purpose, sense of motive. And the moment we'll have that, we'll be better motivated. Right, Vidyut? All right.
Quite so, sir. Quite so. I think we have to make the most of the situation.
We have to make the most of the situation, and we have to be deliberate. We have to find ways. Syllabus चूंकि हम पढ़ चुके हैं, उसमें motivation नहीं आ रहा है. So let us start solving papers. One subject a day, one paper we start solving, and we see that whether we are still that will be brushing up on your topics, and you'll be in a better position if you have to give exam. Even if you don't have to give exam, your topics will get revised, which is going to give you an advantage in times to come. All right. So thank you for asking that question. Very relevant and important question. So who would like to be the next one?
Hello, sir. I would like to ask the next question.
Yes, Disha, please go ahead.
Sir, in today's time, there is a debate among the students actually about conducting the exams. If the exam is conducted, it's conducted online or it's offline.
Disha, can you just repeat it once again?
So it's being a topic of debate among the students that if the exams is conducted both, then whether it's conducted online or it's offline. So this is something which is quite troubling for all the students exactly. So it's like an opinion. What's your opinion on this thing?
All right. So I think I'm impressed. That's why I always take pride in my association with the Delhi Public School Megacity. You all are already thinking individuals. I think that's a compliment to all the faculty members and to each one of you in DPS Megacity. The two questions at the beginning itself are very, very relevant and very, very candid. So, Disha, the question that you have asked about the debate amongst students, कि exams जो होंगे वो online होंगे या offline होंगे. So, what do I think about it? My point of view on that, Disha, is चाहे online हो, चाहे offline हो, whether online or offline, देना तो exam ही होगा. So for us, what is more important is mastering our syllabus. Focusing on what we have to study. Using this delay to our advantage. Right? That I was not able to, there were certain chapters, there were certain topics which I was not very comfortable with. Now I've got this time to let me go back to that. There were certain areas where I was struggling and I thought, let me leave them. Ab to exam aa gaye, jaisa hoga dekha jayega. Now that you've got time to work on them, and but trust me, my gut feeling still says that it will be offline, right? Because there's already a thought process. There's already a thought process that is going on, which is a likely possibility that schools and the board, class 12 students be put in a priority for vaccination, right? In many country, the vaccination has gone up to, the eligibility has gone up to age 16, right? There's a thought process that is going on at policymakers level, as much we understand and anticipate, that they may get the vaccination done and conduct the exams. It is a possibility. And even otherwise, if you look at it, last time also, with the only class 12 students going in the institutions for giving the exams, following adequate social distancing protocol and the hygiene, and you people are at a different maturity level. You can be expected to take your responsibility. There is a likely possibility that online would be there. And so you and I need to prepare with a, only board knows, only government knows, and nowadays even whether state or the center government, a lot of things even they don't know. So even CBSE and ISC would be in their own state of tentativeness at the moment. So I would like you to, everyone, to prepare with a frame of mind of offline exam. So अगर आप offline के हिसाब से prepare करोगे, so आपको online लेने में उतनी मुश्किल नहीं होगी. और ऑफलाइन एग्जाम में एक allow me to tell you, rather put it as a caution for you. पिछले 2 साल में अगर something is affected, it has affected our writing skills using paper and pen. आप लोगों का concept, I can wow on your behalf कि आप लोगों के concept level में, wherever the schools are progressive and sincere, आपके concept level में problem नहीं होगी. You can right now, if your teachers are called up and ask you to discuss something from your syllabus, I'm sure each one of you sitting here will be able to discuss and debate, right? But I'm not equally confident about you, whether you'll be able to write it with the same finish or with the same speed or not. And that is one thing which, and that is where, अगर offline होगा, तो वहां पे आपको problem आएगी, right? And that is why my suggestion, which I gave even as a response to Vidyut's inquiry, that solve papers. जब आप क्वेश्चन पेपर सॉल्व करोगे उसी टाइम पीरियड में जितना एग्जाम में आपके ऑफलाइन में होता है, और वो पेपर पेन से आप लिखोगे, उसके बाद उसको सेल्फ असेसमेंट करोगे, टीचर से हेल्प लेकर के उसको इवैल्यूएट करोगे, सो दैट यू कैन नो वेयर हाउ मच यू स्टिल, व्हाट इज योर रिकॉल वैल्यू एट द मोमेंट. तो आपकी वो राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस भी होगी और आपके टॉपिक्स भी रिवाइज होते चले जाएंगे. सो दैट इज वन थिंग आई वुड स्ट्रांगली रिकमेंड. आप लोग, यू पीपल इन माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग हैव मास्टर्ड अ स्किल. आपको जब टीचर्स नोट्स भी इस समय देते होंगे तो आप लोग कीबोर्ड को यूज करते होंगे. सामने टीचर से बात करते करते आप वर्ड पेज खोल करके वहीं पे टाइप कर लेते हैं, because your typing speed must have gone really high, right? That is a skill that you have acquired during this lockdown. But at the same time, there is another situation which is there, is you need to be very, very prepared for your writing skill, and prepare yourself with offline examination in your mind. होगा क्या उस समय बताएगा, right? Chances and probability for offline is still very high, right? So prepare for offline. अगर आप offline के लिए prepare करोगे तो आपकी online में आपको problem नहीं आएगी. लेकिन अगर आप online के लिए prepare करोगे तो offline में writing skill, writing speed and accuracy with speed issues will crop in, and that will affect your performance. So do your preparation with that in your mind. And in fact, a lot of schools, they've compared the result of online assessment, because जब ये मार्च में कई स्कूलों ने ऑफलाइन एग्जाम्स भी किए और ऑनलाइन दोनों लिए, so they found a stark difference between online performance and offline performance. Students who were doing very well in online performance, they actually did not do even half as well in the offline mode. So pay attention to offline and prepare yourself with the offline mode in your mind. Right, Disha?
Yes, sir. We should be
And
prepared.
also Disha, on a lighter note, अगर आप में से कोई प्रेयर कर रहा है, मना रहा है कि ऑनलाइन ही हो जाए तो थोड़ा जुगाड़ से भी एग्जाम हो जाएगा, please don't stay in that mode, because it's not just about this exam, it's about life ahead. And life ahead is a serious business. You are entering in a very, very different zone. All right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Who would like to be the next one?
Good evening, sir. It's Ornava here.
Yes, Arnava.
Yes, sir. Vidyut asked a very pertinent question there, and I would like to take it a bit further.
Yes.
What we are currently facing is the entire environment around us, be it in the form of social media, be it in the form of any media at all. The entire social interaction sphere right now is filled with a lot of negativity. So wherever we look at, we just see news of maybe death figures or the various figures and facts. So
Right.
these are constantly pulling us down. There is no particular way
Can
for
you?
us.
I just lost a bit of a signal drop. Your voice cracked. Can you just repeat your question? I don't know.
Right. So, what I am basically asking is, how do we look at the future right now in a very positive note? Since right now we are surrounded with a lot of negativities all around us, be it on any form of media or any form of social interaction sphere.
Right. Uh, you know, I'll share. I've been going through this phase of COVID positive in a quarantine in my own room. I've recovered back. I'm fine now. But and it's just been a day or so back that doctor said that now you can take it easy. But then when while I was going through this phase, uh, as you quite rightly said, it's not just about the media. It is the kind of phone calls you get. आप किसी से भी बात करते हो तो आज की तारीख में everyone is counting what we never thought we'll be counting. And there's a lot of you know even media, as you talk about, they are uh, they're sensationalizing a lot of things. I fail to understand. Yes, I do understand there's an importance of every news, but I don't understand that news being presented in a way that it causes panic in people. And that is where there's a lot of challenge which is there, because already we are all stressed out, and then the way it is projected on various platforms, it is creating more pessimistic perception of things. It is the negative which becomes the news. It's like, allow me to share it on a lighter note. एक बार कहीं पे किसी से बात हो रही थी तो उन्होंने कहा कि भाई that what gets published in the news, a dog bites a man, will it make a news? No. But a man bites a dog, it does, right? Now but then what is happening here is कि जो भी negative है, जो समस्याएं हैं, how many people are dying, how many people are suffering, is talked about more than how many people are recovering. And that is causing a kind of that is adding to the fear psychosis in the society. Right now, we are in a phase of at large, in as a social, at a society level, we are undergoing this fear psychosis, right? And if I talk about psychosis, and to elaborate, while I was, while my room was still locked in, I was in my inside. If I hear my daughter sneeze or my son cough in the other room outside from that closed door, I would skip a beat or two, that have they got affected, right? So yes, we are in that phase, but what to do, right? Acceptance is the only way out, and getting our mind involved in constructive activities is right now very therapeutic. अजीब सी बात कहने जा रहा हूं, जो आप लोग कब 12th पास आउट कर रहे हैं, बट इन फॉर एवरीवन, ये जो आपकी क्लासेस हो रही है ना ऑनलाइन, इसको पढ़ाई के लिए तो अटेंड कीजिएगा ही, इसको इसलिए भी अटेंड कीजिएगा कि वो 3-4 घंटे 5 घंटे your mind is involved, and is occupied with something which is not negative, and that will act as a great therapy for us. And that is why, even for all of you in this age and stage of life, ये जो अगले 2-3 महीने का आप लोगों के लिए जो टेंटेटिवनेस वाला फेज है, right? I would like, don't commit the mistake of not having a routine, right? ये जो नेगेटिविटी है, इससे डील करने का तरीका सिर्फ एक ही है. इन टुवर्ड्स दी, जब पिछली बार लॉकडाउन हुआ था, उससे कुछ दिन पहले आई हैव फ्लोटेड, जब ये एंटिसिपेशन था कि कभी भी लॉकडाउन हो सकता है, वायरस इज स्प्रेडिंग फास्ट, आई स्प्रेड अ वीडियो with my two bit of understanding, and I told at that point of time, self behavior management is the only known remedy to this problem, right? And that still remains true. And one of the best ways to have that self behavior management is to have a routine for yourself. जब आप सुबह उठो, आपको पता है उठने के बाद ब्रश करोगे, नाश्ता करोगे, but what after that? और जब आपको ये नहीं पता है कि पूरे दिन में आप कैसे अपने को इन्वॉल्व रखोगे, तो ये वो कहते हैं ना, कुछ पुरानी कहावतें हैं जो आज की तारीख में सब वापस प्रूव हो रही हैं, और अब समझ में आ रहा है वो कहावतें क्यों बनी होंगी. क्योंकि जब पुराने टाइम में, जब मीडिया इतना एडवांस नहीं था, और जब पैंडेमिक्स होते थे, तो शायद यही उस समय ये थॉट्स, विजडम, वर्ड ऑफ विजडम जनरेट हुए थे, लाइक एम्प्टी माइंड इज डेविल्स वर्कशॉप. हमने आपने सबने इसको बहुत यूज किया है, राइट? सो ये जो आज की तारीख में, we all must realize the power of it. So friends, my very important recommendation, ये जो मीडिया है, इसमें जो इतनी स्टैटिस्टिक्स आ रही है ना, कि आज 2 तो परसों 4 तो नरसों 6, will that really matter to us? कि we know it's a bad situation, we know that so every minute, please don't watch news. I'm sorry, I may be sounding politically correct, politically incorrect, but then हमारे घर में हम न्यूज को हमने बंद कर दिया, लेकिन हम दिन में एक बार न्यूज देखते हैं, और टू कीप आवरसेल्फ अपडेटेड, दैट्स जस्ट इट, राइट? हम हर मिनट पे व्हाट्सएप पे कि आज की गिनती क्या है, और सुबह की गिनती क्या थी, और टेस्टिंग रेशियो 1:1 हो गया कि 3:1 है. ठीक है, जानना जरूरी है, लेकिन हर घड़ी उसको ट्रैक करना बिल्कुल जरूरी नहीं है, बिकॉज इफ यू कीप डूइंग दैट, इट्स गोइंग टू कॉज क्रिएट लॉट ऑफ पैनिक फॉर यू एंड योर लव्ड वंस. एंड कीप अ रूटीन, राइट? चूंकि हम सब लोग घर में कन्फाइंड है, ट्राई एंड वर्क आउट अ मेथड, और चूंकि आप लोग इस क्रॉस रोड पे इस समय कि +2 के बाद हायर एजुकेशन के लिए आप लोग को स्टेप इन करना है, so I would like you to work on in two-pronged approach. One, एक आपका अगर बोर्ड एग्जाम होता है, तो उसके लिए जो भी आपकी प्रिपरेशन रिक्वायर्ड है, लाइक आई एम सेइंग दैट क्वेश्चन पेपर वगैरह सॉल्व करने का, उसका एक फिक्स टाइम बनाइए, रूटीन बनाइए, उसको सॉल्व करिए, गेट योरसेल्फ इन्वॉल्व विद दैट. एंड द सेकेंड इज जो भी आप आगे फ्यूचर के लिए सोच रहे हो आपको करना है, राइट उसके लिए जो भी आपको एंट्रेंस या तैयारियां करनी है, जो भी आपको करना है उससे रिलेटेड आप पढ़ाई शुरू कर दो, राइट एंड that is something that would be that will keep you involved. और इसके अलावा जितना भी वक्त बचे, become a happiness agent in your family. सब लोग आजकल सोचते हैं हम क्या करते हैं समाज के लिए. What you can do is you can become a happiness agent in your family. Your parents are stressed और वो आपको नहीं दिखाते हैं, राइट वो एक गाना था ना, तारे जमीन पे मैं डरता हूं लेकिन दिखलाता नहीं, राइट ट्रस्ट मी योर पेरेंट्स आर इन दैट फेज एट द मोमेंट. वो डरते हैं लेकिन दिखलाते नहीं, क्योंकि वो आपको डराना नहीं चाहते, वो अपने घर में बाकी किसी को स्ट्रेस में नहीं डालना चाहते, लेकिन स्ट्रेस है. सो बिकम एन हैप्पीनेस एजेंट फॉर योर फैमिली. नाउ हाउ व्हाट यू कैन डू, मम्मी को खींचिए, पापा को खींचिए, छोटे भाई बहन को खींचिए, कहीं चलिए थोड़ा आधे घंटे डांस करते हैं अपने टीवी पे, कहीं पे कोई जुम्बा. डांस आना जरूरी नहीं है. वही एक और फिल्म का गाना था ना, वो ठंडे ठंडे पानी से नहाना चाहिए, गाना आए या ना आए गाना चाहिए, राइट. सो आज की तारीख में ये गाना आए ना आए गाना चाहिए, डांस आए ना आए, वो चंद लम्हे घर में जिस और उसमें और कुछ होना हो, आपके पेरेंट्स को लगेगा यू आर फाइन, they will have a reason to smile, right. So become a happiness agent, reduce discussing the counts, right, and just look at the news only from the point of view of keeping yourself updated on GK, nothing beyond that, right. And the show must go on is important. चलिए एक और बड़ा एक्सट्रीम नेगेटिव बात कर लेते हैं. हम सबके परिवार में शायद कुछ एक्सट्रीम घटनाएं भी हुई हो इस दौरान, और शायद आगे वी डोंट नो व्हाट्स गोइंग टू हैपन. मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि मैं इस तरह से कभी बोलूंगा, लेकिन आज बोल रहा हूं क्योंकि आज सिचुएशन वही है, राइट. जो है वो चाहते हैं कि आप खुश रहें, और जो नहीं है वो भी यही चाहते थे कि आप खुश रहें और आप अपने पर ध्यान दें. And that is what I would like everyone to keep that thought dominant, right. I'm remembering a story of I'm forgetting the name of the athlete. He became one of the, in his time, one of the world's fastest athlete. आप लोगों ने शायद ये किस्सा सुना भी होगा. There was a father जो एक डार्क ग्लासेस लगा के जाते थे, अपने बेटे को लेकर के जाते थे कोचिंग स्पॉट पर, स्टेडियम में, टू गेट हिम ट्रेन्ड टू बी एन एथलीट. और वो बेटा बड़े अनमने से जाता था. फादर न्यू द पोटेंशियल, बट देन द सन यूज्ड टू फील एज इफ ही इज बीइंग ड्रैग्ड इनटू इट. कोच यूज्ड टू टेल फादर कि भाई आप क्यों इसको लाते हो, इसका मन नहीं है इसमें. बट देन द फादर सेड कि नहीं, आई नो द पोटेंशियल एंड आप प्लीज इसको ट्रेन कीजिए. एंड ही जब भी वो प्रैक्टिस करता था उसमें ही यूज्ड टू बी द लास्ट वन और द अमंग द लास्ट टू. One fine day when the final trials were going on, suddenly उससे एक महीने 2 महीने पहले the father and the son stopped coming. And then the day of the heats was there, the trials were there for selections. And suddenly this young boy appeared requesting the coach to allow him to participate in that. Coach said ki bhai, you don't stand a chance. You were never there, and you have not practiced even for last 1 month, so nothing doing. You are not going for that. He begged, he pleaded. Finally, coach said, all right, go ahead. And then that day, that young boy ran as if he's running for his life, and he broke all the records there in the trials itself. And the coach was surprised. And then the coach got hold of this boy and said, what happened? I mean, where is your father? He hasn't come. He would have been really proud to see you perform this way. and whenever he was there, you never showed this motivation. And today, when I can't see him here, he's not with you. You perform. Son's reply was, "Sir, today my father is watching me because that dark glasses were to hide the blindness of the father. He was blind, but he used to bring the son there. And just few days back, he has passed away. And the son said, Ki, sitting in the heaven, my father is now watching me. And probably that gives me the motivation. And friends, somewhere हम सब उस phase में हैं जहां हम लोगों को we need to have this lesson taken from the story of somebody's life that जो है वो हमें खुश देखना चाहते हैं, जो हमारे साथ नहीं है उनको भी वो जहां भी हैं हमारी परफॉर्मेंस ही खुशी देगी. Let's keep that thought in mind and deal with this phase. This too shall pass. ये भी निकल जाए. Right, Uttam?
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for the answer. And also, I would take up a few more seconds of your time. And I would like to thank all the students out there, the students, be it the school students, the college students, the teachers, everyone out there who are doing their best, because since we brought up the topic of social media and the social sphere, we have seen, on the positive side, we have also seen a great bonding amongst the people. Everyone is helping each other, calling each other up, and doing a lot for each other without even knowing their names or without them even being related. So that, I feel, is a great motivation for us all, and I feel we should keep that up. So thanks a lot to everyone for that.
Absolutely, and I really appreciate your taking this initiative to acknowledge people. I think this attitude of gratitude is something that is most needed at this point of time. And we have a lot of people who have joined us, even your faculty and all. I could see Mr. Jude Baptist writing, you need to be in a situation to understand it. Each one reacts to a situation in a different way. Learn to accept and embrace everything with a smile, and so very correct. We have S. Nandi writing here that students, if possible, take out at least half an hour to nurture and to culture your hobbies, your likings whenever you like. It will motivate you and make you happy within yourself. And when you will be happy, you will be able to do a lot more for yourself and for people. We have a lot of people writing. Even Sharmila Mitra, ma'am, writing here that feel free to call up your teachers. We will be more than happy to talk to you and solve your doubts. Interaction is very important. I can say with my association, I can probably vouch for DPS Megacity teachers, and I can say that for the teachers at large, because ultimately their profession has one thing embedded in it. The purpose cannot be, the very purpose cannot be fulfilled without helping others. So they have that basic instinct to help. And even in this time, even if your syllabus is complete, even when the exams are stretched and we don't know when, while you are doing your studies, reach out to your teachers, take a appointment, talk to them, clarify your doubts, if any. Even if you want to just talk, ma'am, tension ho raha hai, feel free to do that, right? You can get in touch with your school, even if you want to talk to us with your anxieties and all. We'll be more than happy to be by your side to discuss. So thank you so much, everyone, for these good encouraging words to all our young friends. We have Jayaji writing, good evening to all, wishing the success to the event. So a lot of people are watching us. All my young friends, your questions are being viewed by many, and people are depending on your queries to help them get some ideas. So let us take the journey forward.
So I
like
think
to take
So,
all right. So we go to Varshai.
thank you so much, sir. So, since mental health as a topic is very overarching, it would be very enlightening if you could tell us more about the inner correspondence between mental and physical health, and how the physical after effects of one's mental health can be, coped with.
All right. So if I'm getting your question right, you basically want to know the correlation between the mental health and the physical health. How both have that interdependence, and what can we do about it? While we do that, I would like to acknowledge presence of principal of Delhi Public School, Megacity, the very towering and inspiring personality, a great motivator. Indrani ma'am also writes it for all of us here. Good evening, everybody. I'm sure this session will be of great significance to all of us. Best of luck, Mrs. Sanya. Friends, you have your principal, your teachers, your mentors, everyone who is a well-wisher. Make good use of it. And I thank all the teachers at this point of time for standing up to the need of the hour and ensuring that the education continues to its best. So thank you so much for being what you are, that is teachers. Right. Coming back to Varshay's question, Prince Varshay, thank you for asking this question. Something very close to my heart. After self-behavior management that I talked about a little while earlier, the another known thing that can save us is our immunity. जिसकी भी immunity strong है, उसकी वो इस पूरी सिचुएशन को ज्यादा बेटर डील करेगा. ये जो हम लोग कोमॉर्बिडिटीज की भी बात करते हैं कि किसी को अगर कोई और बीमारी है तो वो थोड़ा सा ज्यादा वल्नरेबल है, या ज्यादा जो ओल्ड एज वाले लोग हैं वो थोड़ा सा वल्नरेबल है टू दिस वायरस. रीजन इज जिसको कोमॉर्बिडिटी है और ओल्ड एज है, उसकी इम्यून सिस्टम कैसा है उस पर डिपेंड करता है कि वायरस उसको कैसे अफेक्ट करेगा. नाउ ये जो इम्यूनिटी है इसका I can say that as a psychologist that there is a direct inverse relationship, एक सीधा सा एक reverse relationship है, and that is higher the anxiety, lesser the immunity, right? So, and why did I say a little while earlier, volunteer to be a happiness agent in your family. मुस्कुराना जरूरी है. अगर इस समय आज की तारीख में अगर एक MKF में आप लोगों से शेयर करना चाहूं, that is मोहन का फंडा, that is मुस्कुराना जरूरी है. एंड मुस्कुराना क्यों जरूरी है? ताकि आप अपने एनवायरनमेंट को, अपने आसपास सबको आप एक मुस्कुराने में हेल्प कर सके. There's something called psychosomatic, right? Psycho is mind, somatic is body, right? और ये जो माइंड है, जो हमारी साइकी है, ये हमारी बॉडी को इन्फ्लुएंस करती है. कभी याद कीजिए, कई लोगों को आप लोगों ने सुना होगा, अगर एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया होगा, एक्सपीरियंस बहुत लोगों ने किया होगा, जब कभी हम लोग स्कूल में क्लास में होमवर्क करके नहीं जाते थे और सोचते थे कि काश टीचर आज ना पूछे, कम से कम हमसे ना क्वेश्चन पूछे, राइट? और जैसे ही और तो उतनी देर तक ऐसे सर नीचे करके हम लोग बैठे रहते थे और धड़कनें बढ़ती चली जाती. धड़कनें क्यों बढ़ रही थी? Why was it that our heartbeat was growing? Because दिमाग में चल रहा था कहीं हमसे ना पूछ लें, कहीं हम पकड़े ना जाए. और ये जो थॉट है, that thought was your psyche, और ये जो धड़कनें हैं, that is your somata, right? Your thought was affecting your heartbeat increasing, right? और जैसे ही टीचर अपना नाम लेता था, अमिताभ, we will have lump in a throat, churning in a stomach, everything used to happen, right? That is psychosomatic. That's a very simple way to understand from our own life experiences. There are a lot of people, जब एग्जाम का टेंशन बढ़ता जाता है तो बहुत लोगों को बुखार हो जाता है, किसी को लूज मोशंस होने शुरू हो जाते हैं. क्यों होता है? क्योंकि एग्जाम का जब टेंशन बढ़ रहा है, उसकी एंजाइटी बढ़ रही है, तो वो हमारी सोमेटा को अफेक्ट कर रही है, हमारे डाइजेशन को अफेक्ट कर रही है. जब बहुत टेंशन में रहते हैं तो चेहरा लाल हो जाता है, ब्रीदिंग अफेक्ट हो जाती है, और जब ब्रीदिंग अफेक्ट होती है तो हमारा ऑक्सीजन कंटेंट इन आवर ब्लड गेट्स अफेक्टेड. This is a direct correlation of anxiety and tension with your current scenario. And that's what you need to be wary of, right? And so please understand, negative thoughts, pessimistic thoughts, anxious thoughts. So negative, isko simple words mein karte hain. Negative thoughts will secrete negative juices in your body. When I say negative juices, the hormones, right? And negative juices will only have negative effect on your body. They are going to reduce your immunity. And if your immunity is affected, your immune response to deal with the virus is affected, right? Strengthen that within yourself. Try and nurture a positive thought. Try and एक आप लोगों ने सुना होगा बहुत पहले पैंडेमिक वगैरह जब नहीं था तो एक एक्सपेरिमेंट सोशल मीडिया पे लोग काफी उसके बारे में चर्चा कर रहे थे. दैट इज इन अ वे अभी मैंने वही लाइन बोली, मुस्कुराना जरूरी है. एक स्माइल एक्सपेरिमेंट था कि आप किसी को एक कॉम्प्लीमेंट दीजिए और एक स्माइल दीजिए, से वन गुड थिंग अबाउट दैट पर्सन फील्स गुड, and then you create that chain. And let us today take this pledge to be a happiness agent for our family. And हम अपने WhatsApp पे कोई भी नेगेटिव एंग्शियस न्यूज आते ही डिलीट करेंगे, किसी और को फॉरवर्ड नहीं करेंगे, राइट? वो जो एक चेन मेल जो क्रिएट करने की जो बात होती है ना, उसमें बहुत लोग करते हैं कि आज अब आपने ये मेल पढ़ ली है, अगर आप 7 लोगों को भेजेंगे तो आपके आज रात के 12 बजे कुछ आपका भला होगा, अगर नहीं करेंगे तो आपके घर में कल बहुत आपके साथ बुरा होने वाला है. I'm not talking about that kind of a mail, but I'm definitely talking about create a chain mail of positive messages कि रिकवरी रेट कितना बढ़ गया है, अभी ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर की अवेलेबिलिटी कितनी बढ़ गई है. लेट अस गिव होप टू पीपल. आधे लोग तो उससे आधे लोग तो अस्पताल इसलिए पहुंच जा रहे हैं क्योंकि वो एंग्शियस हो जा रहे हैं. अभी मैं कहीं पे देख रहा था, somebody has given a very important perspective, and that is कि इंडिया में सिर्फ 6% लोग ऐसे हैं who are COVID affected, who needs hospital attention. और उसमें से 1-1.5% ऐसे हैं जो बहुत क्रिटिकल, और ये 2% ऐसे हैं जो क्रिटिकल में जा रहे हैं. और अगर सिर्फ ये 6% लोग अगर हॉस्पिटल पहुंचे तो हमारी हॉस्पिटल बेड्स और ऑक्सीजन की इतनी क्राइसिस नहीं होगी. लेकिन बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं, प्रॉब्लम हुई ये. अब आज आप इधर देख रहे हैं बहुत सारे डॉक्टर्स इस समय वीडियोस बना के डाल रहे हैं. ये जो आपको जरा सा भी खांसी आई, जुकाम आई और आप पहुंच गए पैथोलॉजी, भाई मेरा सीटी स्कैन कर दो, राइट? और उसकी वजह से हमको इन्फेक्शन था नहीं, हम लेकर के भी आ जा रहे हैं. इसका ये मतलब नहीं है सीटी स्कैन मत कराइए. डू इट व्हेन डॉक्टर एडवाइजेस यू, राइट? लाइक इवन व्हेन इन माय केस डॉक्टर सेड कि नहीं आपको जरूरत नहीं है, वो कैरी ऑन, अगर होगा तो हम बताएंगे कि लेट्स कीप मॉनिटरिंग ऑक्सीजन. बट देन आई हैड मल्टीपल फ्रेंड्स, वेरी क्लोज फ्रेंड्स, इंसिस्टिंग कि नहीं तुम सीटी कराओ, राइट? स्कैन कराओ. I went with the doctor's advice. So let's go with the doctor's advice and not spread panic, right? So, Varshay, we have a very direct relationship between mental health and physical health because it's psychosomatic. और इस समय अगर हम लोग एक काम कर सकते हैं तो कम से कम स्ट्रेस को मिनिमाइज करने की कोशिश कर सकते हैं. And at this point of time, I would like to let you know that you being students and parents of Delhi Public School Megacity, if any one of you for feeling stressed, anxious, we will be more than willing to help you. You just need to get in touch with your teachers or mentors or HMs to appropriate authority in your school. They will connect with us and we'll schedule an interaction with you, and we will be more than willing to talk. Let's talk, and let's talk positive. Because that can reduce a lot of anxiety, and probably that will save many lives as well. Right. All right, Varshit. Yes, go ahead, Anvesh.
Thank you for this like really enlightening words. Like I'm already feeling a very lot motivated than I was before. And Varshini took up the issue of mental health, which is very correct. However, sir, while talking about mental health, we should also talk about the scenario of physical health. So, due to the second wave restrictions, the playgrounds are off. We are not getting any good physical activity to play. So, is there any good alternative to the physical activity and how to replace that alternative in our homes?
Thank you so much for asking that, Anvesh. Very relevant. And when I said happiness agent, and I said drag your parents and do a bit of dancing with them. That is when I was talking about the alternative. See, as per the medical advices that I have had with the doctors who are friends and whatever we are seeing on various authentic platforms, what I could make out for children, आप लोग उस एज चिल्ड्रन वाले से थोड़ा सा ऊपर वाली एज में है, right? For children, 30 minutes workout, right? For adults, and I think you will fall into that category, 1 hour of workout every day is essential. लेकिन हमारी आपकी एक अगर हमको वर्कआउट के नाम से वर्कआउट करना पड़े, then it will not work out. I hope you understand what I mean. If we have to work out in the name of workout, then it will not work out. Okay, so let us work out in the name of fun. Let us, and that is where doing, चूंकि हम लोग घर में कन्फाइंड है और इस समय जो सिचुएशन है फॉर सम मोर डाउन अगेन इन डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ कंट्री वी आर गेटिंग इनटू partial or full lockdown conditions. Even if lockdown is not there, until unless it is most necessary, it is not advisable to go out, remain inside your house, so that you can minimize the chances of being a carrier or someone who may get infected. So we are confined to the houses. तो इसमें what I would suggest, कोई एक टाइम ऐसा बनाइए which is a fun time, and it should be a physical fun time, right? I have been preaching that on various platforms, right from the word go. जब first phase आया, हमने अपने घर में, and I give credit to my wife for taking certain initiative, because my daughter has gone into standard 10 this year, and my son has gone into standard 4 this year. So she has created, हमने वो बचपन में वो के जो सारे गेम्स हम लोग भूल गए. You would be surprised, we created it all inside our house. So हम लोग क्या खेल रहे थे, आप लोग उसको अंग्रेजी में क्या बोलते हैं नहीं पता, क्योंकि हमने बचपन में हिंदी में खेला था तो हमें उसका हिंदी में ही उसका नाम पता है, लंगड़ी टांग, right? Now लंगड़ी टांग used to be something, जब आप एक पैर, others will be on 2 feet, और जो den होगा वो एक पैर पे जाके सबको पकड़ेगा. So हमारा जो डाइनिंग हॉल है, उस टेबल के चारों तरफ हम दौड़ दौड़ के लंगड़ी टांग भी खेल लिए, इस बीच में खेल लिया, राइट? There used to be, I don't know आप लोगों ने खेला है कि नहीं खेला, there used to be this game, वो चौक से कॉलम्स बना देते हैं और आप उसमें पेबल ब्लॉक को थ्रो करते हैं और एक उसमें पर्टिकुलर नंबर्स को जंप हॉप स्कॉच करके आप वहां पे उसमें जाते हैं. तो माय वाइफ, जब 2-4 दिन में बच्चे लंगड़ी टांग से बोर हो गए, तो शी क्रिएटेड, शिफ्टेड द डाइनिंग टेबल ऑन अ साइड and she drew that game on the floor, and we would play that game, all your father, mother, children, all 4 of us are playing that game. We even at times even involve our house help to be with us, because everyone needs to be happy and healthy, right? And so we created this television पे, स्मार्ट टीवी है नहीं है तो आपके मोबाइल में है, आपका यूट्यूब वगैरह पर बहुत सारे वीडियोस मिल जाएंगे जुम्बा इंस्ट्रक्टर्स के, डांस इंस्ट्रक्टर्स के. So we would play that music, and उसको हम जितना फॉलो कर सकते हैं we do that. So we kept on using the variety, and we kept on doing that, and we ensured that our children, we would have a half an hour of physical activity with our children, and then we would do our yoga and meditation and all for another half hour in the evening, right? So that way we completed 1 hour for ourselves and 30 minutes for them. So I would like you to be a happiness agent and try and create these kind of, and these will become the physical alternatives at this point of time. और अगर आप बहुत पैशनेट है किसी फिजिकल गेम को लेकर के, राइट, क्रिकेट बहुत शौकीन है, शौक है आपको, और वो आपकी प्रैक्टिस छूटी जा रही है, तो टेक something from Sachin Tendulkar, do a shadow practice. Sachin Tendulkar used to indulge in a lot of shadow practice. So जिसमें भी possible है, you can give a bit of time so that you can maintain your momentum with that game as well. Okay. All right,
Thank you
Anvesh.
so much, sir.
So may I?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Sir, I have two questions. The first one being, sir, I'm sure a lot of people due to this pandemic have lost their loved ones. So,
Right.
like I lost one yesterday. So, what has happened is that when you lost a loved one, we tend to get a lot of occupied with it. Like you know, there's a time that we are not able to move out of it. We cannot move on. So,
Right.
first, my question will be how to accept that negative news, any negative news, especially of the loved ones, because it keeps us occupied. It forces us to be unproductive. It keeps us occupied with negative thoughts. The second question, sir, which I have is due to this pandemic and distorted lifestyle, we all have developed some bad habits. You know, someone sleeps late, or like I have a habit, get irritated easily. So, what would be your suggestion on breaking these bad habits and getting back to the normal lifestyle?
Let's take both these questions one by one. Your first question was the question itself was so strong in my mind that I was not able to focus on your second question. So I'll take up that second question. I'll ask you to repeat it again there and so on. So on, first of all, my deep sympathies with the loss that you've gone through. Probably almost every second person today has experience of that kind today. As I mentioned a little while earlier, on a particular day while I was nursing my COVID in last few days itself, few very close people and few people with whom I was may not be that attached, but I have spent good time with them at different part of stage of my life. And in the 24 hours, I counted 17 of them while I am nursing it myself, right? So we are going through that kind of a phase, and I do not have an answer to this question of yours. But then what I can tell you, what I can share with you is an experience. Experience which has nothing to do with the pandemic. I lost my dad several years back, and my mom few years back. And something that I learned from my mother. And I remember when we lost our dad, naturally there was that was the biggest loss that I faced in my life, and the only other equal loss was when I lost my mom. After 3-4 days, naturally the environment in the house was very gloomy, and on the fourth day it was all brothers, sisters, mom. We were there in the house. We had some other very close people who were there in our house. So few very close family people, and everyone, after every 1 hour we would get emotional and we would talk about that, and that was the environment which was there. That was also the time I remember very distinctly. Uh, One of which one I don't remember, but then either Asia Cup or World Cup cricket, something of that was taking place. And my mother knew that Papa was very fond of cricket. We are very fond of cricket, and we used to watch it together. And on the fourth or the fifth day, probably my mom knew that life has to go on. And if anyone was badly affected, no one more than her. Of course, even and she she came to the. I'm from Lucknow, and our house was, my dad's house in Lucknow. We have a lobby where we have all sit together. There is a television and lobby. वहीं पे हमारा डाइनिंग टेबल भी है और किचन उसी से लगा हुआ है. So वहीं पे हम सब लोग बैठते हैं. तो वहीं पे हम लोग बैठे हुए थे. Mummy came in there and she saw everyone lost and everyone thinking something, not talking. So she came, she switched on the TV. She played the World Cup or whatever cricket match was going on. And she said, कि तुम लोग क्यों नहीं देख रहे? And switch on करके, she went to the kitchen. And because we all had a back towards the kitchen door, I turned there and I saw my mother wiping her tears and crying, standing there quietly for a while in the kitchen. Of course, I could not muster courage to go and because I had no words to give any solace to her. But that day I realized that we have to get the lesson that I had from my mother. Try to put any effort possible to get off that, to get your mind looking in the other direction. The lesson that I've learned from my mother, जो लॉस है वो हमारे अंदर है. उसका हमें सोसाइटी के लिए कोई डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन करने की जरूरत नहीं है कि मैं बहुत दुखी हूं या मेरे को the loss is a loss, and we have to deal with that, and probably we have to learn that and take it forward. So the response to this query, while I acknowledge with my folded hands, I do not have an answer to this question, but I do have a lesson from my mother. And the lesson is, दुनिया को, I'm sorry to use this word because as a psychologist we have a lot of people who have come to us कि अगर हम ऐसा करेंगे तो दुनिया क्या सोचेगी कि इनको तो कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ा. हमें फर्क तो पड़ चुका है जो पड़ना है. हमको दुनिया को नहीं दिखाना है कि हमें फर्क पड़ा है कि नहीं. हमको हमको वो जीना है जो फिलॉसफी उसकी है जिसको हम प्यार करते हैं जो हमारे साथ नहीं है. और उसकी फिलॉसफी, my dad was always a very positive person, and he always would look forward, and that's what probably my mother in that one moment of act that she indulged in has given that message and a lesson to all of us, and that's what I would like to share with you. Get involved. जो अफसोस है, जो loss है, we all have to bear with it, we all have to deal with it, but then दुनिया के लिए नहीं. वो loss हमारा है, उसकी इज्जत करनी जरूरी है, और जो नहीं है उसकी जो फिलॉसफी थी, उसकी जो आइडियोलॉजी थी, उसको अब लिव अप करना है. आई रिमेंबर writing to my brothers and sisters. I'm youngest in my family, but still I wrote that to my sister, that Papa lives in us. Papa lives through us. In every act of goodness, in every act of kindness, in every act of patience, Papa lives through us. And let that loss, the values of that person live through us. The positives of that person live through us. That will be the best way to take it up. Right, Sam?
Thank you so much, sir. That tale really helped. I was able to connect with that tale, and I'm sure I'll be able to go on with it. And
if you want to talk in person, you can take my contact number from any of your teachers. We'll talk at length about it. Right?
Sure.
So, what was your second question?
My second question was that so in these times of pandemic, due to the distorted lifestyle, all of us have developed some or the other bad habits. So what would be your suggestion on breaking these? Because this has become very difficult. For example, I get irritated very easily. If someone said something more, or I'll react a lot. So I'm trying to control, but somewhere or the other I end up reacting, and then I understand, I was supposed to control myself. So how am I supposed to get over those feelings?
very relevant question. See, let's look at two things. आपके क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा expand कर रहा हूँ for larger benefit of people. One is this irritation that you're talking about. We'll talk about that very specifically, right? Okay, I just saw this message before I answer to that. I could see Sharmila ma'am has given a very candid suggestion for all of you, and that is our PT teachers have created a lot of videos on physical exercises. We will post it in your group. So see, your school, your teachers, DPS Megacity is understanding those needs, and they are working on that to help you out, to assist you, and take help of that. Now, coming back to this particular question, see, एक habit आपकी सुधार लीजिए, which I said earlier, try and create a routine. दिन भर में कोशिश कीजिए ऐसा कोई टाइम नहीं हो जब आपको ये नहीं पता मैं इस समय क्या करूं, क्योंकि जब भी वो मोमेंट आएगा वो आपको स्पॉइल करेगा, राइट? वो नेगेटिविटी ब्रीड करेगा, राइट? सो हैव अ प्लान फॉर द डे, और दैट प्लान कैन इवन हैव कि आज मम्मी को कब हंसाना है, पापा को कब बाहर लाना है, बिकमिंग दैट हैप्पीनेस एजेंट, राइट? मम्मी से कहना है भैया आज आप रेस्ट करो, खाना हम बना देंगे या झाड़ू हम लगा देंगे. It's okay. All that can be part of your agenda, right? So make a routine. That will be very important, right? Second good habit would be avoid staying awake till late in the night, because this is another very important thing I would like you all to know. रात में 10 बजे से 2 बजे तक का जो पीरियड है, 3 बजे तक, according to various studies, and it is proven, when you are asleep at that time, your body metabolism works to recover your body's immune strength. उस समय आपकी शरीर का रिपेयर वर्क चलता है. भगवान ने बहुत बढ़िया सिस्टम बना के हम लोगों को दिया है, उसकी अपनी ऑटो रिपेयर सिस्टम है, राइट? और लेकिन उस ऑटो रिपेयर सिस्टम में वर्कशॉप तो जाना, उसको स्विच तो ऑन करना पड़ेगा. So if you are not asleep, you're not allowing that recovery time to yourself. So try and follow that also as part of your. ठीक है, आप 10 बजे नहीं सोते, 11 बजे सो जाए, right? At least give few hours to your body during that time zone to do that recovery for yourself. That's another habit that I would like you to work on. The other part that I would like to answer, and that was a specific part that you said, like feeling irritated. Actually, ये हम सबके साथ हो रहा है. It's not just you, right? और कौन इसको better handle कर जा रहा है, वो एक अलग इशू है, right? क्योंकि घर में बैठे बैठे फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज नहीं है, उसी कंफाइनमेंट में है, एंक्शियस थॉट्स दिमाग में आ रहे हैं, अनसर्टेनिटीज हैं, तो ये सारी चीजें मिल करके उसको एक इरिटेबल वो बना दे रहे हैं, राइट? और वो, बट देन good part, Soham, is that you are consciously aware of it. So if you are conscious, half the problem is over, right? Now make a conscious effort कि जैसे आप फील कर रहे हो वैसे दूसरा भी फील कर रहा होगा, right? And your your behavior will be the stimulus for the other person. आपका इरिटेशन दूसरे के लिए इरिटेशन इंड्यूस करेगा, right? So if you agree to be a happiness agent, you will ensure that you do not give a stimulus for someone to irritate. और अपने आप को ये कह के मत समझाना कि यार मैं गलत नहीं हूं तो मैं क्यों ना बोलूं. अपने आप को कहना हाँ मैं गलत नहीं हूं, लेकिन इस समय सबको पेशेंस की जरूरत है. तो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू से कि भाई हु इज राइट, और हम अपनी अना के चक्कर में नहीं पड़ेंगे, हम अपनी ईगो के चक्कर में नहीं पड़ेंगे, राइट? हम ठीक है, आप कह रहे हो सॉरी, आपको बुरा लगा सॉरी, हम देख लेते, राइट? And that is where, if you put this thought in your mind that you are the happiness agent for your family, right? So and secondly, जब भी कोई थॉट आपको इरिटेट करे, try and indulge in a possibility thinking. क्योंकि आपने एक पॉसिबिलिटी सोची है, उसकी एक दो पॉसिबिलिटी के बारे में और सोच लीजिए फ्रॉम अदर्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। और अगर आपने दो पॉसिबिलिटी और सोच ली, तो आप इरिटेट नहीं होंगे, वो फेज निकल जाए। So indulge in something as we technically call possibility thinking. So practice possibility thinking, and to calm yourself down, little bit of physical exercise needs to be increased so that blood oxidation improves. Breathing exercises करो, योगा वगैरह सीखते हो तो प्राणायाम करो, right?
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
All right. Any other question? Oh, all right. One of our friend had a signal problem. His question was also there, but then I think he has got logged out. If he joins us in, okay, is he joining in? Yes. Okay, so we will take Abhi's question, and then you all we have been having a long discussion. It's almost about 90 minutes that we are going to complete in our interaction. So we will respond. Abhi, are you there? Abir, can you unmute yourself and speak? I think internet connectivity and signal is an issue. Abir, if you are listening to us, maybe you can type your question in the personal chat. I'll be able to take your query up. All right, Abir, can you hear us? Unmute and speak. All right. In the meanwhile, while we are giving a few more seconds to Abir, if he can take his question, anyone who would like to ask any other question?
So I actually had a small question to ask you,
Go ahead.
Which is basically on the topic of concentration, because what I have noticed within myself and also among the general, if I may call it the friend circle per se, concentration is something, or the concentration levels are something that have drastically dropped over this 1.5 year of lockdown and the pandemic, be it for various reasons. So what are the short techniques or exercises maybe that we can undertake to increase these levels back up again?
All right. See, I think our session is completing a full circle. We started with a question on motivation, and we are where we talked about motive, and now we are coming to the question of concentration. And besides so many other things, I personally feel concentration has a direct correlation with sense of purpose. याद करके देखिए, आपका लाइफ में बेस्ट कंसंट्रेशन किस दिन था? I can tell you किस दिन आपका बेस्ट कंसंट्रेशन था. A day before the exam. We all have our best concentration a day before the exam, right? उससे जैसे जैसे एग्जाम पास आता जाता है, हमारा आपका कंसंट्रेशन इंप्रूव करता जाता है, राइट? एग्जाम से 10 दिन पहले अगर कोई कहता है पढ़ने बैठो, लगता है यार क्यों पीछे पड़े, राइट? एग्जाम से एक हफ्ता पहले कोई कहता है पढ़ने बैठ जाओ, तो कहते हैं क्यों पीछे पड़े, लेकिन बैठ जाते हैं. एग्जाम से एक दिन पहले किसी को कहना नहीं पड़ता, राइट? और इवन अगर बैठ करके नहीं पढ़ पा रहे हैं तो खड़े होकर के पढ़ने लगते हैं, खड़े होकर के नहीं हो रहा है तो चल चल के पढ़ने लगते हैं, चल चल के नहीं हो रहा होता है तो जोर जोर से बोल के पढ़ने लगते हैं. बट वी ट्राई एंड फाइंड सम वे और द अदर टू स्टे फोकस्ड टू द टॉपिक, डोंट वी, राइट? एंड दैट इज वेयर वी आर वर्किंग ऑन आवर कंसंट्रेशन. व्हाई? क्योंकि एग्जाम से एक दिन पहले एक चीज क्लियर है, अब नहीं पढ़ा तो गए. There is an absolute clarity of purpose, right? So let us take let us develop an understanding from this thought that clarity of purpose is the key to concentration. So आप जब पढ़ने बैठो, अच्छा इसका एक और एग्जांपल देते हैं, एक मूवी से, मे बी यू पीपल हैव वॉच्ड इट, 3 Idiots, राइट? नाउ ये जो 3 Idiots में एक पर्टिकुलर सीन था, बड़ा मजेदार सीन था. द प्रोफेसर चैलेंजेस द हीरो ऑफ द मूवी आमिर खान कि भाई आप बहुत कमाल आदमी हो, बहुत ज्ञानी हो, तो आप आओ, आज आप पढ़ा के दिखाओ. So Amir Khan goes up on on the green board and writes 2 words, right? And says कि भाई इसका meaning बताओ, and you all can check it from the your own books. So next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, what did people do? Everyone turned pages, tried to find out कि वहाँ पे कहीं पे कुछ है, और they had to study something from that book. Even the professor did, the dean did. Right? And after that he said कि this is the 2 names of my friends. लेकिन वो जो 10 मिनट थे, he said कि इसका मतलब मिलाओ ना मिलाओ, लेकिन सबने बड़े ध्यान से किताब को पढ़ा, उसमें से खोजने की कोशिश करी. Everyone had a sense of purpose कि इसका हमें मीनिंग खोजना है. And they had best of the concentration. They were focused to a task, right? So if anyone wants to improve on the concentration, define your task, define your target. If that target setting can be, I want to find answer to this question in next half an hour. एक क्वेश्चन निकालिए और उसका आंसर मुझे करना है, राइट? अगर मैं कर पाता हूँ ठीक है, नहीं है तो मैं इसका खोज करके 30 मिनट्स के अंदर इसका आंसर लिखूंगा, राइट? अपना फ्रेंड सर्कल बनाइए, मेक अ फॉर्म अ ग्रुप, थ्रो अ चैलेंज ऑन ईच अदर कि भाई ऐसा क्वेश्चन दो जो तुम्हें लगता है, और लेट्स गेट बैक टू ईच अदर इन हाफ एन आवर, राइट? और यू फिक्स अप अ टारगेट कि भाई ये पर्टिकुलर मेरा मैथ्स बहुत वीक है, इसमें ये ट्रिग्नोमेट्री में मुझे मुश्किल होती है, तो आई एम गोइंग टू वर्क नेक्स्ट 3 days to improve on work on this chapter, and I'm going to solve these many questions. So the moment you start doing that, और इसको खाली सोचना मत, इसको एक कागज पे लिखना, जो भी गोल सेट करोगे दिन भर के लिए, 2-3 whatever you set your target, and जैसे जैसे उसको करते जाओ, टिक मार्क करते जाना. The power of tick marking is you will get a sense of achievement. ये हो गया, अच्छा अब ये 2 बचे हुए हैं, and that will pull you up. You check best of the businessmen. That's one thing that I found, particularly I found it in Calcutta. Calcutta has a lot of businessmen, and many of them are friends. They keep a small notebook in their pocket, or they have on their office table, और जो कुछ भी होता है वो लिखते जाते हैं, और जैसे जैसे वो करते जाते हैं उसको क्रॉस करते जाते हैं. So they always have their mind focused onto the task. So develop clarity of task. You will become, your concentration will improve. So that's something which I would strongly recommend there. Yes, there can be some individual reasons for people to lose questions, which is where we need to talk at one-to-one. We can always do if anyone has that. But generically, this is what I would like to point out.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Is Abir back? Abir, are you there? Can we have your question? All right. I think Abir is facing difficulty with his internet connection. तो हम लोग लेते हैं एक छोटा सा few seconds break, and then we'll invite Anirban sir on the screen to for the formal valediction and acknowledgement of all your presence on behalf of DPS Megacity and School Times and HLS India. I would really like to compliment each one of you with your sense of purpose, your articulation, your focus in your interaction. So thank you so much for being there from my side, and I'm sure your parents and your teachers must really be proud of you, and I would love to have more such sessions with more students or you all again, whenever DPS Megacity wants, we'll plan. And well, I was seeing that some people were having this suggestion was coming up that can we really create this kind of a discussion forum for our students at different point of time. I volunteer to take that initiative to create it for DPS Megacity or any other school which is listening to us at this point of time. You can reach out to us, and in this series of Education Interrupted, we'll take up an issue and we'll have young minds helping us reach out to you, get the clarification at their level.
Uh, Thank you so much, sir, for this patient and such incisive deliberation with the students. What makes Mr. Mohan so special and so very exceptional a faculty is that he not only understands the skill, but the amount of time he spends with the students. He delves deep into their psyche, probes into the different corners that has not been lit. He kind of lights the torch and focuses on those dark corners and reveals the truth out of them. Truth not for himself, but for the students themselves to understand. The more we understand ourselves, the better the world is. And we are very lucky to have such a long association with Mr. Mohan. And he so generously, so magnanimously has been an anchor for so many years. And DPS Megacity has been one school under the leadership of Mrs. Indrani Sanyal and also the stewardship of Mrs. Sharmila Mitra and Jude Baptist Sir, Carol Anthony ma'am. All these people have made DPS Megacity such a special place. Of all the schools in India, if we have created a niche, not only because we have associated ourselves with people like Mr. Mohan, but people like Mr. Mohan has found something very, very soft, very accommodating, very extraordinarily warm in us. And that is the milieu that exists in DPS Megacity. And I believe all our students, hundreds before, hundreds now, and hundreds in the years to come, will acclimatize themselves with this exceptional milieu of understanding, cooperation, love, tenderness, sympathy, going out of the way. That is the way the world is going to progress. And I can't thank Mr. Mohan enough, because at this pandemic, the raging on with such a helplessness, such desperation, when we struggle for a can of oxygen, when we struggle to have a bed in the hospital, education seems to be a far-fetched dream sometimes, but it is not. With proper education, maybe these students will engineer a society where people won't struggle, people won't fear a pandemic. They will overcome it with more cooperation, with more honesty, with more system. And that is why this particular session so empowering and so enlightening. And I hope Mr. Mohan is with us, throughout the years to come, and empower several generations of students into becoming, a worthwhile future, worthwhile citizens of the future, a future who can rise above any pandemic and still asserts its own authority, its own energy, its own cooperation, and its own identity. So thank you so much, Mr. Mohan, once again. Neha ma'am too, and I can't thank Mrs. Rani Sanyal, Mrs. Sharmila Mitra, Jude Baptist, Carol ma'am, and all the other teachers, who are eager and participative and absolutely, involving, immersing in this deliberations with all passion, with all anticipation that some ray of light can be there, and I believe the ray of light lies in each of us. So thank you, Mr. Mohan. Thank you, HLS. Thank you, this forum of this Student Speak, and for all this live show. and I believe in future also we can. And thank you to our dear students who are, as usual, absolutely brilliant. They're articulate, they're brilliant, they're uninhibited, they are frank, they're candid, they're introspective, they're recipients, and they are absolutely brilliant. They make all of us in DPS Megacity so very, very proud and hopeful of the future. So thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Mohan. Thank you, Principal Ma'am, Headmistress Ma'am, Headmistress Sir, Headmistress Ma'am, teachers, students. Thank you for a wonderful evening. And it was sheer empowerment. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It's really been a pleasure interacting with your students. And I would once again like to take this opportunity to salute all the teachers, all the educational leaders for being the warriors that they were. I know at this point of time they are facing challenges in their own house, and another sir, salute to you, even in these
Yes,
times,
sir.
for your habits, living. You are practicing what you're preaching, and you are creating that role model for the young mind. So thank you so much, and please, everyone watching us at this point of time, I would like spread these words, spread subscribe to the school time, because a lot of good thought a lot of education related things are there for your benefit. So please do subscribe us on YouTube and Facebook on the school times. There are a lot of good initiative taking place, and we are going to be with you and be with you. So thank you so much, management of Delhi Public School Megacity, Mr. Vijay Agarwal, and everyone else, Rani ma'am, the principal of Delhi Public School Megacity, all the leaders, Anirban sir, and everyone for being such positive educators. And you are braving up this time. Thank you. Till we meet next. God bless.